we're bringing you in here today to testify on stuff that most of you have already written about, all four, for the opinions that we already know, out of the classrooms that maybe you're getting ready for finals in, to discuss things that you probably haven't even had a chance to, unless you're really good on TV or watching the hearings for the last couple of weeks, you couldn't have possibly actually digested the Adam Schiff report from yesterday or the Republican response in any real way. Now, we can be theoretical all we want, but the American people is really going to look at this and say, huh?
Mr. Collins, I would like to say to you, sir, that I read transcripts of every one of the witnesses who appeared in the live hearing because I would not speak about these things without reviewing the facts. So I'm insulted by the suggestion that as a law professor, I don't care about these facts. You know, I spent all of Thanksgiving vacation sitting there reading these transcripts. I didn't, you know, I ate like a turkey that came to us in the mail that was already cooked.
So after editing the video, a few things occurred to me. The first is that you may try to rationalize the behavior of the audience, the behavior of Kimmel, and even your initial reception of the video as being, well, he insulted her, and then she defended herself. Question number one, why do we have to say that he insulted her, right? He's saying that there are, first of all, I should also mention, I am not on the side of Doug Collins. I'm on the side of truth and rationality. And I don't think necessarily Doug Collins represents that. I don't know who Doug Collins is. But what I do think is that this exchange is interesting for reasons that you might not see. Smarter people than me, smarter people than me have tried to show humanity how unreasonable we are. People who think that they are reasonable, you, me, we are far less reasonable than we think. There is far less truth in the truths that we feel than we feel. So one is that, why do we have to think that he insulted her? Why are we as the audience who are viewing this clip, why do we have to think, oh wow, that was really mean of him? He's talking about real obstacles to being able to digest and process the report, such as finals happening because these are law professors, and just the recency of the publications. So we might think, oh wow, what an asshole to underestimate these law professors. Okay, let's say that that's our interpretation of it. Why are we laughing? Well, we're laughing at just the delivery. I didn't even know what he said. I had to watch it like 3 times to actually understand the beginning of what he was saying. Nobody in that audience had any interest in thinking critically. We as the viewer had no interest in thinking critically and just watching, oh, what is this point? Oh, shit, yeah. Because if we're going to pretend like people who are on TV are reasonable, that all law professors are reasonable, well, that's actually what we do. We do pretend that, and that is why we don't see what people since well before the Greeks have been trying to tell us. Okay. Right, and then we may think, oh wow, and then she really stood up for herself. Did she? If you had them articulate with the same eloquence, with the same decorum, their statements, I don't think that there would have been such this, oh wow, she made such a mockery of him. It would have been,
I don't think you've possibly had the time to read all of this stuff and to come up with anything new to contribute today.
Actually, I have had the time. I didn't have a Thanksgiving dinner with my family except for something that we ordered in the mail.
Can you imagine what the exchange... Can you, though? Can you see how different that would be? So no, that's not what's happening here. It's not that simple. Open your eyes, open your ears, open your mind, and realize that the greatest secret in the history of our species, and the greatest one because it's so obvious and yet nobody knows it, and also because it'll have the biggest effect on the future of our species, is that what we feel to be true isn't true just because we feel it. That what seems to be right isn't right just because it seems so. And that no matter how much our body and mind is telling us, I've thought through this and it's this or it's that, it might be tricking us. The biggest secret of our species, of our civilization, of our world, is that we aren't as smart as we think we are. And when you truly understand that, and I'm not talking about just understanding, oh yeah, I know plenty of people who think they're real smart, but they're not. They're getting everything wrong. You motherfucker! Alright, so I've made this a separate video. Bro, there's this thing called the Dunning-Kruger effect, which is basically that we overestimate our competence in and comprehension of things. And in this Vox article, I think it was by Vox, they did an interview with David Dunning, and link there, whatever. The article is called "An Expert on Human Blind Spots Gives Advice on How to Think." Something about club or something. Okay. Dunning implores us to look for examples of the effect in ourselves. The first rule of the Dunning-Kruger Club is you don't know you're a member of the Dunning-Kruger Club. He told me in an interview last year. People miss that. Bro, I sent this article to somebody who was working on a project with me about belief. So you can bet your ass that for hours she had heard me talk about this stuff, about how skewed our perception is, about how you, even after you watch this, you're not gonna have fully understood and integrated the secret that you are wrong. And that just because something... Anyway. So, I sent her this article and she says...
Oh man, I know some people I have to send that to. I know some people who are definitely in that group.
I think she said. And I was like, what group? And she says...
the group that he talked about. I know some people who definitely belong in that group.
And I was like, what are you talking about? Or maybe, what was the word she used? It wasn't group. Or maybe it was party. I don't really know. So she says...
I know some people...
And she's got this stupid... Oh shit, she watches this channel. She just asked me for the link to it. Pardon-moi, but the point stands and I need to make it to the public. So she says,
I need to send this to some people.
I have no idea what group she's talking about because that just didn't sound familiar. So I pull up the article and I'm searching for this word. And I search for the word club and I find this thing. And I look at her and I'm just like, hold on a second. Hold on. Your takeaway from this, the thing that the first thing you said to me is, I really like that article that you sent me. And then, this is how I remember it. Maybe, again, see, self-doubt, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she said a whole bunch of things about the article. Pretty sure not, because we were just waiting for someone to come in the room, and she goes, no matter, one of your takeaways from this is that you know people who are in the group and you need to send it to them. But the takeaway should be that you are in the group. And I've had enough conversations with you to know that you are in the group. I've seen you refuse to doubt yourself. And now I'm just talking to you, the public, okay? I've seen we all... What was my point? I started this video because after I edited the other video, I realized that it may seem as though what I'm seeing isn't there. And the reason it's going to seem like that is because you're going to think that you have another explanation, which is just that he insulted her and then that she defended herself. But you're missing something huge in that interaction. And that's that, one, is that we just evaluate what people say based on how they say it. And two, well, it's important. This is a major thing that was overlooked by Kimmel in the audience, which is that it's true that in the world, we say things, people say other things, and then we say our thing, and then they say other things. There's no response, there's no development, there's no progress, there's no growth, we don't build anything. We're standing on the ground floor slinging shit at each other. I mean, we could turn those into shit bricks and build something and elevate ourselves and transcend our gut instincts. Fuck, it sounded so eloquent, and then I say something as redundant as gut instincts. The first rule of the Dunning-Kruger Club is that you're a member of the Dunning-Kruger Club. And as far as the previous video, just change yourselves.
But no, I don't check my messages. If I don't get an alert about it, I don't find out about it.
Subscribe for more.